this is a much smaller version of what you're going to be making in class tomorrow, but it was the best I could do with the handles I had. So you're going to lay down 2 pieces, bad side up first. Find the center. I may have marked them for you. Hopefully I will have done them. Put your handle here. And now put one this side, one in the center, and one over here. And you've woven your first row. So that this handle is actually under, over, under, over. Now to the side of it, we want to place our 6th piece. And again, I'm looking for the center kind of quickly. I sort of fold them. And I weave opposite of way I've done before. So now this is the over, and weave that way. Add another one, holding this all together for the moment. With my left hand, whoops, I'm lifting what I want to go under. As soon as we have this base laid out with 3 on one side, 3 on the other, over, under, all the way around, gonna upset the spokes, go all the way around your baskets, bend it sharply at an angle, and I've already done that. So what this basket calls for is a stop weave. So I'm going under the handle, I'm gonna go under here and put that down. Put a pin on it so it doesn't go anywhere. And we're going to go very wide around our corners because this is a rounded basket. So we're under, over, under. All I look for really is what I want to go under. Over sort of happens. So we have under, 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 under. See, I want those corners to be big. Under, under, and this is called stop weaving for this reason. When you come around where you started, you stop. Put your pin on, grab your scissors, snip it after counting 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and start on another side. And start here, put on a pin, go wide around the corner. Now this corner, you've got to go out of your way to be a little wide. So I don't want to pull tight like this, I want to be out here. Under, around this handle. That's what makes this basket a little bit different. It's going wide around that, going around a handle. Most of you haven't done that yet. So now we're going to over, under, around the corner wide. See, this corner's growing. That's what I want. Back to where we started. Oops, nope, we have to go over the last row. We haven't come back to where we started quite yet. Pull that in there, tuck that up. Maybe I need to tighten that a bit. I kind of got wide, very wide on that one. So what I'm looking for is just what I can go behind. That one I can't go behind the handle. And back to where I started. Make sure everything's straight. Back to where I started, and we're going to do this for 4 rows. More rows. A total of 5 of these. Now let's make all the adjustments we can on our basket before we go on. Let's see, all of our rows down, corners tight, tug up here, pull these up nicely, push that center up. Oops, got a little gap here. So tight. Okay, we are going to switch to a 3/8 reed to weave our slope. And this row is just going to go around and stop like the rest. So let's get that one on. 1, 2. Now, we are going to create a slope on the sides. It's a nice cozy place for our kitty. And to do that, we're going to stop and go on each side. So I want to tuck this one down and behind so I don't go too far each time. And this one, wow, I get kind of carried away with that blanket, didn't I? And I need to push that down. Got it seated well. There we go. Push this inside. Now we have two separate halves. And I'm going to start right here. And I think I'm just going to start with the blunt end because we're going to cover this anyway. Put a pin on it and weave around. To the other side where we are going to turn around, flop our reed over, make sure we're expanding our corner right here, and weave another side. There we go. And around. At this time, we're not going to come all the way over here. We're just going to stop one short and go back. We're going to do that until we reach the handle, the center handle. Here we go. Here we are. Now this is a smaller version of what you're going to be making because it's hard to get the big one on this table and videotape. But the principles are all the same. Nothing changes really. Just bigger pieces, bigger handle. So we've done this one and this one, so we're going to start here now. Let's go around here. It's like making stairs. And that's how I can tell whether I made a mistake or not. 1, 2, whoop, don't want to go that one far this time. So, here we are. Our stairs. And one here, and over to here. Oh, little stinker bit left over. We're gonna have to add just a bit, but not much. So I'm gonna leave this for now, after pulling these all down, and go do the other side. And when I'm finished, I'll show you where we are. So on this side, I did have a piece long enough to get all the way to the edge. So I'm going to come here and cut this. Tuck it behind. We'll keep that for the other side. Now this is when we do our packing, tugging, pulling, get everything pushed down as tight as we can. And now we want to bend this over so it holds the reed in place. And tuck it inside. And I'll show you how we do all of that. This, push it down just as far as it'll go. Bend over the top. We want this to be nice and tight. And then I go inside. Hopefully you can see this. I'm using my finger to push that in. I'm going to show you how to do it with a tool. I'll push this down really tight, really close to the base. Tug up a little bit, make sure it's sitting flat, and then go here. And if you need to, use your tool to make an opening. This one doesn't seem to need it. And roll that right into place. Same thing here. Push these down because our rim has to follow this row. This one here. There, you can see we've got a nice slope here on this side. So I'm going to finish these up all the way around and I'll get right back to you. So I wanted to show you what I did. I almost forgot that we weren't long enough here, so I'm going to add this little piece, bend it around, come over here, cut it and stop. And ooh, I wish I cut these a bit longer. Pull these up, good and tight, bend over, crease in place, all the way around the basket. Push this, I want this to slide down as tight as it'll go. So we'll tuck behind here, and a pin may be necessary every now and again. Push this down, and there we have it. If they've dried out from handling, our hands are warm, I need you to spray it inside and out, or just turn it from here upside down in the bucket of water we have, just so these are wet. Water's like glue. It holds everything in place when you're trying to put it all together. And you'll be grateful you did for those rims. So I wanted to show you what I've done. I'm going to do this for you because I can do it faster, and it's hard if you've been weaving on your hands, but you may want to make one of these later. So I'm going to show you what I did. I started here and I pinned this rim up and over and around, straighten these out, and now that's the inside rim. 2 separate ones on each end. Because of these points and bends, I can't do it all in one piece. So this is all pinned in. It's just covering because we're going to go through this hole right here and here as we lash our rim on. You won't be able to see it later. I wanted to see you what I'm covering. So this is 3/4 of an inch wide. This is 3/8 wide, but you need it to cover up all these things. Now, if you know me, you know these aren't my favorite clothespins, but mine have run off. My son has them at the moment. So for now, we're going to use these because I'm going to switch to wire ties, I do hope, to see if we can make this job simpler. But for now, we're going to start and stop this piece, this rim, on the handle. You never want to start and stop your rim in the same place twice because you're trying to hold it together inside and you're trying to hold it together outside. So let's do this. Now, I am tight matters. I put a piece of round reed right here on top to make this look finished and nice. Going to pin this on, and we'll see what we have. Now this is a tricky spot. We're coming down this side and then we're gonna go up that side. So you know we gotta get a buckle. It's just, there's nothing to hope for, but it's got to move, buckle or fold or whatever word you wanna use. Right here, you're gonna push it in place as tightly, I'm gonna push it in place as tightly as I can, but you're still gonna have a little opening there. And again, this in up the side. Here we go. If I had more clothespins, I never have enough clothespins. Never have enough fingers, but that's okay. I have just the right number for a pair of clothes. So I'm going to leave this, let's see here. I cut that to match and I overlapped a little bit there. Now I used a really soft piece on the inside because I needed it to be flexible, and I used a bit stiffer piece on the outside because these are rims and they're going to hold the whole thing together. I'm going to put this here on this side of the handle. See, that's where you need all those extra arms. There you go. Put that pin in there. Push this down. This is our trim board. Cheat sheet, strip, whatever we want to call it. Down here, just keep going. I steal clothespins from wherever I get them. Once I've got my shape, the clothespin is quite as important. Okay, now we come up this other side, remember? Push that right in. There. Come out of there. No, well, let's take that one for now. Now I'll get this off of here. Push this up. See, I had to snip the corners of these edges too, just so I can come across these at an angle. You see that pin? It just wants to buckle on me. That's why I'm going to try working with the wire ties. I've seen other weavers use wire ties to hold their rims on, and it seems like it might be a good idea for all of these bends and swoops and whatever. So let's see how that works out. If not, we'll find a plan C. Got a little extra there. Okay, let me see what those wire ties do. I'm going to turn this off so I do it without you listening to my editorial comments. Well, there. I'm fairly content with the way this worked out. I think I may make a couple adjustments before I see you, and I'll let you know about that. But it does a good job of holding it in place. Also, if you need to do your lacing at home, if your hands are tired or you're running over in class, you can take these with you and not have to worry about clothespins. So I'm fairly satisfied with this. I'm not really satisfied with this little buckle, so I think I may be adjusting that. But like I said, you get the idea. Now I am going to show you how you will be lacing the rim on, and that will stay the same. It's always the same, it never changes. Okay, my reed is wet. It's nice and pliable. There's a good side and a bad side. Try to find the right one, but both of these are good, so I'm not gonna fret about that too much. This pin isn't necessary. I'm gonna go in here and find a place to tuck my end. And I do a lot of tucking. I personally push this in so I can scoop down behind. Now, 2.5, maybe at least 2.5 times around this basket should give me enough length, and I won't have to be pulling the extra 12 feet I have here through every hole. So get that out of the way. The whole thing about lacing or lashing, depends on where you're from, the United States, is that you go under, you're going to attach this rim, which is holding this handle, which is holding the round reed, all together. So this is what holds your basket together. What you want to do is open this up. Don't go off the edge. Don't go out into midair. You got to make sure there's something above that you're wrapping around. Hold tight. Now I'm just going to go into the next spot. I did not put a wire tie on every one. Didn't find it necessary, but you're going to go in every opening between every spoke you need to get in here. So we're going to pull this gently, pull it. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out from inside. And push with this thumb. Push, pull, come around. Now, if you're afraid you can't keep it in place, just do that. Now I kept my end here so I don't look for the right side and the wrong side all the time. And I'm going to go to the one between the next two, which is right here. And pull, pull, pull. It's kind of hard to do here in this really small space, so I'm going to do a few and get back to you. Okay, I'm back. So I've come to the handle. And if the handle were tall and skinny, I wouldn't want it to wiggle. So I go in front of the handle. Always go in front of the handle to start with. Make an opening with this tool. Tools are handy. Make that opening. Push this piece back down inside. See, I've got it nice and tight, as tight as I can get it right now. Through here. Now, you know, the basket went away while I had to pull. I'm going to go back in front of the handle to make an X. I think it looks good. It keeps the handle from wiggling. And it's habit. Been doing it for 100 years. Well, half of that. Okay. So I'm using my fingers just to make sure everything inside is laying down nicely. And pulling. Here, now be careful, don't pull too hard and break your material. Gently pull it through. Firmly, but gently. And make openings. Opening. Come on. This tool, it's a bent tool. Love this tool. Does a good job with the openings. And if the end gets all bent, you can recut it. Now I gotta find the good side and bad side. If you're doing this the following day at home, you need to re-wet your material, your basket, and your rim material. Nobody can work with a dry basket. It's just a rule. And there's our X. And keep right on going. All the way around the other side of the basket. When I came around this time, one more time, open up this space, put the reed in here, wiggle down really well, pull this out, and snip it clean away. It hides nicely. So there we have our rim for the Happy Kitty.